Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Simply Country Cuisine. So glad you could join us today. Today's menu is a kid-friendly menu. It's in honor of my grandchildren, Joshua and Jaden. We're going to make homemade chicken nuggets. We're going to make a green salad with a lemon dressing. That's Jaden's absolute favorite. And we're going to make a homemade creamy mac and cheese. So I've got my skillet on right now, and I've got to get the oil pretty hot. So we'll just let that get hot. But I started out with chicken tenders, and I just cut them into a pretty uniform size of a nugget so that they'll all get done at the same time. And I'm going to put some flour in my plate because I want to dredge them in flour. Just all-purpose flour is fine, probably about a cup. But a trick that I've learned is to take a little bit of buttermilk, pour it over the chicken just a little bit. You just want to get them a little bit wet with buttermilk. Now this is, you got to use your hands in it. Give them a little toss about. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, just regular coarse salt and pepper. Just a little bit. And a little bit of salt. There we go. And as soon as the oil gets hot enough, we'll drop them in there and we're going to fry them. We're going to fry them on about a medium-high heat. So we can put them in the flour, get them all coated. Trying to keep one hand clean. Give them a good coating in the flour. These are so much more healthier than fast food nuggets because they don't have any preservative in them. There's a lot more meat to them than the breading on the fast food nuggets. Now I know my oil isn't hot, and I've just used regular vegetable oil in here. But to test my oil, I'll sprinkle a little bit of the flour in there just to see if it'll come up to a fry. And while that's getting hot, I have already pre-cooked my macaroni. And as soon as I wash my hand, I'm going to start on a bechamel white sauce. That gives you the creamiest mac and cheese you've ever put in your mouth. But let's see if we can get this. See that it's starting to come up. I think it should be probably about maybe 300, 350 degrees. We'll give one a try and see if it'll. No, I don't think it's ready yet because it should really be sizzling. Anyway, Josh and Jaden love mac and cheese and chicken nuggets. We can take Joshua to any restaurant, any elegant restaurant, and what do you want for lunch tonight, or what do you for lunch today or dinner tonight? And Josh will say, I want mac and cheese. I remember us spending probably $5 for a popular brand of mac and cheese. We went to a restaurant that we could have purchased for $1.49. But he does love mac and cheese, and he loves his chicken nuggets. All right, let's see how this. Yeah, it's starting to sizzle up now. Now we won't overcrowd our pan. Now normally I would probably be cooking a lot more than this, but Dina and I are just going to share these for lunch. Just place them in your skillet in your oil. And I think with the small amount that we have, I can actually probably get them all in there. Now, the trick is not to turn them. Let them cook a little bit. Because if you turn anything that you're cooking in oil, if you turn it too fast, you're going to actually pull the breading off. And that's the crunchy, that's the best part. All right, I'm going to wash my hand, and I'm going to begin the white sauce. So while our chicken nuggets are frying and cooking up here, I'm gonna start the white sauce, the bechamel sauce for the mac and cheese. Now I'm gonna put in about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I always use a non-stick pot, because once you put the cheese in there, I may have put just a little bit too much butter, maybe about a tablespoon and a half. We'll go with a tablespoon and a half. Get this in here, get it melted down a little bit. I'm going to make a little bit of a roux. Now, my preference is to use cornstarch. Some people use flour, and that's awesome. But for the mac and cheese, I don't want that floury taste in there, so I'm going to use cornstarch. I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to sprinkle some in. Don't put all of it in at once, because if you could get it way too thick. Now we're going to whisk it. We want to cook up that cornstarch in the butter. We're going to want it to thicken up a little bit. Okay, now the cornstarch and the butter have starting to just cook up a little bit, thicken up a little bit. Now here, you're going to add some whole milk or 2% milk. Probably, well, it depends on how much macaroni you have, but I'm going to use probably about a half a cup of milk for the amount of cheese I'm going to put in today. Now this will start thickening up. So while that's cooking and thickening up a little bit, let's give our chicken a little bit of a check and see how it's browning up. See, it's not browned yet, so we'll just let it keep going. Smells good. Now about a medium-high heat will. Now this will burn if you don't watch it. You have to watch the sauce, the white sauce as you're cooking it. Yes, I know this takes a little extra time than opening up a box with powdered cheese in it, or buying a frozen box of mac and cheese in the freezer section, but I promise you. And my 15-year-old granddaughter, she learned to make this over the summer. And if she enjoys and makes it, she does such a great job. I know you will too. Now I'm adding a little bit of salt and pepper to the sauce. Now I have 2 cups of cheddar cheese here. I am now going to go back to the rubber spatula, because see, it's gotten nice and thick. Turn my fire down to about medium, my eye. Put 2 cups of cheddar cheese in. This is 2. You can add different cheeses. You can add a sharp cheddar. You can add 2 or 3 kinds of cheeses in here. I'm going to turn it down to low just so I can melt the cheese. You see, it's making a nice, thick, stringy, gooey cheese. It's going to go on the macaroni. Now I'm going to move it off the eye a little bit while we check our chicken and see if it's browning. It's just starting to brown, starting to get a little crunchy. Yep, doing great. Now I'm going to get the prepared, I cooked a pound of elbow macaroni. And this is all pre-cooked. I just rinsed it a little to try to keep it from sticking together. Now, you bring it over for your cheese sauce into your macaroni. You can turn your eye back on up a little bit and just mix it together. See how nice and gooey that is? Now I've turned my eye on about a medium heat. I'm heating up that macaroni again and it'll melt. I'm going to check the chicken and I'm just about ready to turn it over. It's getting a nice little crunch on it. And these two are something that you could cook up if you were having them for a meal. Just cook some extras. These do great in a lunchbox. Let's see. Yep, that's all done. Now look how nice and creamy that is. Okay, now I'm just going to push it back here to keep it warm while our chicken's cooking. And this happens to be Jaden's favorite salad. They come to visit us at Christmas or summer or whatever, and you can ask Dina, you can ask my husband. We eat this salad a lot. This is a very basic spring salad. I was making this salad when I was about 12 years old. And it's a iceberg lettuce. Romaine does not do well with this salad dressing. Just an iceberg lettuce, 2 chopped green onions. Give it a toss up in there. Now the salad dressing is lemon juice, and we do use real lemon juice. I don't squeeze them. I'll put in about, for that much lettuce, I'll put in about 1/4 cup of lemon juice. About 1/4 cup of olive oil. And what makes it so yummy is Lowry's garlic salt. Probably, let's start with half a tablespoon and see how that works. Give it a mix up. Now, honestly, you're not going to know what it tastes like unless you taste it. You don't want it too strong or not strong enough. You don't want it too oily, so I'll just stick a spoon in. It's perfect. And the amount of ingredients will be in the comments section. Then pour it over your salad. Now I will say this as what we're working on. Do not toss the salad with the dressing until you're ready to eat it, because the acid in the lemon juice breaks the lettuce down, and it'll make it kind of thin looking. It'll really wilt up your salad. But the salad's done. Let's check our chicken nuggets. Oh yes, they are just about ready to come out of the skillet. Give them one more turn over. Give them a little bit more color. And I'm going to get a plate with a paper towel on it so we can take them out and let them drain. Okay, I've got my plate with my paper towel. Now, there you go. Look at that, nice and beautiful, beautifully brown. Now you do know that when you take your food out of a pan or an oven, your meat, you know it cooks a little bit after it's come out. You don't want to overcook. Okay, I can turn my eye off, move my skillet back. I'll take that last nugget out of there. And I'll just take a little salt. And give it a little fairy dust on it. There you go. Welcome back. Now we have our chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and our salad plated. Before I dig in, I have to talk to Joshua, my grandson. He has been so excited about these videos. He's such a YouTuber that he actually has designed our kitchen with Legos. I just want to show you these. He has me. He has Dina videotaping. He actually has included Buttons and Bridget over here. This is a gate to keep them away. He has a blender in here in the window, the refrigerator. Let's see. He put himself in here. We were laughing, said, Josh, why are you in there? He says, well, I'm going to be in there when I come to visit you, Grandma. And we said, yes, you are. We have them in different angles. This is a very good angle you can see. It's really touched my heart that he loves me so much and he likes to be included in this. And Josh, this meal is really made for you and Jaden. So now I'm going to take a little bite. See the mac and cheese. And Robert, you're going to get some of this mac and cheese tonight. It's really good. Chicken nuggets. Nice and crispy. And Jaden, your very, very favorite lemon salad. Too. Very good. Very good, Dina. I know you're going to be excited for lunch. And one more treat. Come on. This is Buttons. And she likes chicken nuggets too. Come here. Come here. And this is Bridget. Bridget, turn around. She likes chicken nuggets too. Thank you again for joining me today. We've enjoyed doing these videos. Please subscribe and like to our videos on YouTube so you'll be alerted when a new video comes up. And I hope you have a place of worship this weekend. Have a lovely week.